The sun, a merciless copper coin, was just beginning to bleed into the sky over the dusty village of Udala when Nika's world ended for the second time. The first time was when Chaik, her husband of 12 years, had been laid low by a fever no herb could cure. This second death was slower, crueler. It began with whispers that grew into declarations. A man's line must continue, her father-in-law, Mazi Okoro, had intoned, his voice like gravel. You have given him only 3 daughters. The land, the house, the yam barn. These things are for the sons he does not have. She had pleaded, her voice raw. But I am his wife. These are his children. His daughters, Mazi Okoro corrected. He's ice cold. They will marry and carry his name away. The property stays with our blood. And so they came, not with violence, but with a chilling finality. Chaik's brothers and uncles moved through the mud brick house she had kept, removing stools, pots, the small radio, the framed photograph of her and Chaik on their wedding day. They took the keys to the storehouse where the last season's yams were kept. They stood, a wall of silent men, as she packed a single trunk with her clothes and those of her girls, Ada, Nkechi, and little Amara, who was only 4 and clung to her wrapper, confused by the tears. They were pushed out, not by hands, but by the sheer weight of tradition and disdain. The compound gate, which had always been open to her, now felt like a mouth that had spat her out. With the last of the money she had hidden in the lining of her trunk, Nika rented a single room at the very outskirts of town, where the paved road gave way to rotted earth. The room was attached to a larger compound, but it was separate, isolated. It had a rusted corrugated iron roof, a cracked window, and a floor of packed earth. It was a place for those who belonged nowhere else. The first night, as her girls huddled together on the single mat, their stomachs growling, Nika sat by the door, watching the moon. Grief threatened to swallow her whole. But then she heard Imara's soft whimper, and something hardened inside her, a new seed planted in the ashes of her old life. The next morning, she walked to the small market. With her last few naira, she didn't buy food. She bought a large, shallow basin and a selection of fruits, bright oranges, small sweet bananas, and rough-skinned avocados. She borrowed a knife from her reluctant landlord. At the junction, where the dirt path from her room met the main road leading into town, Nika set up her business. She placed the basin on an upturned crate, arranged the fruits, and sat on a small stool behind it. She was a statue of determination. Her wrapper faded but clean, her head held high. The first day, few stopped. The second day, a lorry driver, dusty and thirsty, bought 2 oranges. The coins he placed in her palm were warm. They were more than currency. They were a tiny fragment of a future. Stay tuned for the continuation.